Welcome back, Raider Nation. It is the Raider D podcast, and it is game day, week 4, 2023 season, and your Raiders are playing the colorful, loving Los Angeles Chargers. Almost said San Diego Chargers. Hey, old habits die hard, right? So, what are the keys to victory today? We're going to hit the whiteboard and we're going to go over a few key factors that the Raiders have to accomplish in order to win today's game, in my humble opinion. Now, I am no expert. I am just a lover of the game. I'm 45 years old and I've been watching the Raiders for my entire life. So I think I have a couple of understandings that maybe will help be informative. And at this point, I think I could coach the Raiders better than Josh McDaniels. Crazy statement, but facts are facts. McDaniels not doing so well. Maybe he'll do better today. Maybe he'll watch this video and he'll implement some of this stuff. So let's get right to it on the whiteboard. Today's number one key, if you haven't heard already, the rookie, the phenom, Aiden O'Connel will be starting today for the Las Vegas Raiders. And so the key to victories is, number one, Aiden O'Connel. He must throw for 250 plus passing yards today, and he must have a nice fat 0 picks. If he can do that, if he can throw efficiently, if he can throw for over 250 yards today, and he doesn't turn the ball over, which in preseason he didn't really do, then we've got a really good shot at today's game. Because what that's going to do is it's going to help open up the run game for the Raiders. And it'll keep the offense on the field longer, so that way our defense doesn't just get absolutely destroyed like we're prone to do, despite the fact that we have one of the best edge rushers in the NFL, and Max Crosby. Now, here's another key to Aiden O'Connell and what he needs to do today that has not happened at all with Jimmy Garoppolo, and that is he must throw the ball 3 times or more plus 25 yards, okay? We need to get the deep ball going, because what's happening right now in the first 3 weeks of the season, everybody knows Jimmy Garoppolo's game. They know he doesn't throw the ball deep, and so they've been stacking the box, and Josh Jacobs has had nowhere to run. Every time he touches the ball, there's already somebody in the backfield tackling him. That is because defenses know Garoppolo can't throw the deep ball. However, we know from preseason that Aiden O'Connell kind of likes throwing the deep ball. So he needs to throw the deep ball 3 times today for 25 plus yards. That's going to spread the defense out. That's going to open up some running lanes for our beloved Josh Jacobs to hopefully have an all-star game like he was having all last year. So that is AOC, keys to victory. 250 plus passing yards, 0 picks, and throw the ball deep, 25 plus yards, and we should win this game. Now, moving on to number 2, and that is JJ, Josh Jacobs. He needs to run for 100 yards today or more. And so what this is going to do is, if, again, it's kind of that combination. If AOC can throw the ball deep, he can spread out that defense. That's going to open up running lanes for Josh Jacobs so that he can start establishing the run. Once you do that, now the defense is back on their heels. They don't know what to do. Do they come up and stop Josh Jacobs, or do they go back and try and cover the receivers? Do they stack the box, or do they go into a zone? Do they go man? Zone is really good for stopping a really good run game because all of your guys are facing the running back. And then man-to-man is really bad for stopping the run because you're running with your man. You're not looking back towards the running back, right? So we want to keep them on their heels, because if they go into zone and AOC starts tearing them up, they're going to have to switch to man. But if they switch to man, JJ should start tearing them up. So we got to have that balance. JJ's got to have a great game today to complement and help out the rookie quarterback. Now, who is number 3 on the list? Of course, it is Davante Adams, right? Last week he had an all-star game and we lost. And this is why I put him at number 3 instead of number 2 number 2, where my fingers are, is because despite the fact that he had nearly 200 yards in receiving last week, we still lost. And we lost because we had no run game and nobody else got the ball. So really, we need to lower him down to the 3rd spot. It's really got to be JJ. JJ's got to be the number 2 guy to have a really big game, because that's going to open everything up for the wide receivers. But we need production from him. Again, we need him to get 100 yards receiving and at least 1 touchdown. And I'm going to add a touchdown here to JJ as well. Go back up to him. He needs to score for us. Tay needs to score for us. Tay needs to get the ball at least 7 or 8 times today. Don't overthrow the ball to him, and definitely do not throw the ball to him where he's going to get injured, like over the middle and he's crowded by a safety as well as, a linebacker or something like that, where he's just going to get his head taken off. We cannot lose Davante Adams for the season. We need him. So moving on to number 4, and that's going to be obviously Jakobi Meyers here. Again, Meyers needs to get 100 yards in receptions, and it'd be nice to get a touchdown with him as well. Because what Meyers does is he complements Davante Adams, as we know. So when these two are playing really well, it's really difficult. I mean, obviously they're going to try and crowd Davante Adams. He's the superstar. But quiet as kept is Jakobi Meyers is proving himself to be a very extremely good number 2 option. And so if you sleep on Meyers, he'll tear you up as he did in Denver, right? So Meyers needs to have a good game. If he can get 100 yards receptions and Tay gets 100, that leaves 50 plus for the other receivers, and that is going down to now Renfrow. Renfrow needs to have at least 4 receptions. Now, I'm not going to put yards on Renfrow because Renfrow typically doesn't get a whole bunch of yards. He's that 3rd down receiver. He's that slot receiver. He usually will pick you up 8-9 yards, sometimes 10 or 15. But he's really good in the slot. So they really need to use Meyers more on that outside, and they need to use Renfrow in that slot position and start utilizing his talent, because every time he's been out on the field, I've been watching, he's getting open. The dude is so shifty, it's hard for anybody to stay with him, and yet he has not been getting the ball. So he needs to get the ball in order for us to win. Now, moving on to the final key to victory, and I know this is all on offense. I'll get to the defense here in a second, so just stay with me. I haven't forgot about defense. Defense wins championships. But Trey Tucker, this guy is a blazer. Now, I know that he only ran a 4.40 official in the combine, right? But we all know this dude is faster than that. We all know that this dude has 4.3 speed and can even get down into the 4.2s. He's a blazer. He's super fast. He needs to work on his hands. He is a rookie, but here is the key to victory, and this goes all the way back around to right there. This is the guy that you're going to throw the ball deep, because nobody can stay with him in the NFL. Once he gets gone past his defender, the only person left is really going to be the safety. And if Aiden O'Connell throws the ball on time and gets him the ball appropriately right in his basket, he can score touchdowns. He can turn a 25, 30, 40-yard pass into a 50, 60, 70-yard touchdown. Very easy for him to do that. They have not been utilizing this guy. They have not been spreading out the field. And why? Why would you? Because you put him out on the field and the defenses don't even care about him with Jimmy Garoppolo out there, because they know Jimmy G can't throw him the ball. Aiden O'Connell is a different story. This dude can throw him the ball. He did it several times in preseason. So get Trey Tucker on the field, hit those 3 long passes or more, and we really open up the defense and let Aiden O'Connell shine. So that is the offensive side of the ball. Now we're going to get to the defensive side of the ball. And really what we need to do on the defense is Max Crosby needs some help. So Malcolm Kuntz, and we'll put the defense right here. Malcolm Kuntz needs a big game. He needs at least 1 sack. Okay? And we know that Malcolm Kuntz can do it. He has shown the ability to shine Sometimes he gets stuffed. Maybe he's a little undersized, I'm not sure. But he has the physical talent to get back there and be disruptive. So Malcolm Koonce is a key to the defensive victory. We need help. Now, if you haven't heard, maybe you've been sleeping under a rock, but we got rid of Chandler Jones. He is gone, so there is really no solid option opposite of Max Crosby, other than Malcolm Koonce. Tyree Wilson has just shown that he's not ready for the NFL. He's been out of football for too long with his injury in college and then not really getting into preseason much. He's not in football shape. He's not fast, and he's really just getting destroyed by offensive linemen. So Malcolm Koonce needs to have a big day in order to help relieve some of the pressure that Big Max or Mad Max tends to get, because all the focus is going to be on Mad Max on those offensive lines. So Max Crosby needs help on the other side, and I think Malcolm Koonce can do that if he can at least get one sack, get a few QB pressures, and then really help to stop the run. Then we'll be in a pretty decent position. But the next key to the defense here is the interior. So we really haven't gotten a whole lot of pressure coming from our interior defensive line. We need that today. The defensive line needs to really step up. They need to stop the run, and they need to get QB pressures in order for the defense to really, as a whole, be able to come out with a victory and at least hold the Chargers to under 20 points. That's the key. The Raiders need to score 30 points. Defense needs to hold the Chargers to under 20. If we can hold them to under 20, like we did with Denver, we got a shot at winning this game. That's really going to come down to the defense. Now, this is all defensive line, and it starts with the defensive line. If the defensive line is trash, we're not going to win this game, because we all know Justin Herbert will tear us apart. Unfortunately, we still have an issue at linebacker. Other than Divine Diablo, we really are not doing good on linebackers. And, other than Nate Hobbs back there in the secondary, nobody's really done anything, not even Marcus Peters, who we brought in to really light things up, and he hasn't done much either. So the final key to victory here is the secondary really needs to step up. We need turnovers. We're not getting the turnovers. We were getting them in preseason, but we're not getting them in the regular season. And if you want to win games, you got to win the turnover battle. And we just haven't been doing that. We're not getting the turnovers. So we need at least 1+ turnover today. We need at least 1+ turnover. It would be really nice to get 2. If we can get 2 turnovers, then that is going to get our offense back on the field. Offense can do what all of this stuff that I've put here, then we can win. So I hope you like this video, guys. This is a new channel. I really support the growth. We already have, like 150 subscribers. It'd be nice to really hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. If you're a Raiders fan and you want this kind of key breakdowns for the Raiders, news, analysis, and just cheering on the Raiders, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys after the game.